If you want to be prepared for your next filming day, but don't want to get caught up in reading from a page or from a teleprompter, today's video is just for you. We're talking about how to naturally read a video script on camera. Hey, I'm Marley Jax. I am the CEO of Jax Productions. I help people grow their YouTube channels and their businesses through YouTube to even 6, 7, or 8 figures of revenue. I've been creating videos on YouTube since 2016, and I'll tell you from personal experience, I used to be so reliant on a teleprompter. I thought that I needed the full script written out for me to come across as if I knew what I was talking about, as if I was a good presenter. And there's a lot of skill that goes into reading from a teleprompter without it looking like you're reading from a teleprompter. That is a skill in itself, but there's also a lot to be said about performing in front of a camera by just having an outline of a script and speaking naturally from that, sharing your unique personality and getting a lot of success from that. I'm going to share with you my pre-filming routine to see what goes into getting in the zone and coming across natural on filming day. Then we'll talk about the 3 things not to do if you want to come across as natural in your videos. Then I'll share with you my filming process and how it's evolved over time, and the things that I've learned have made the biggest difference in being natural on camera. The most important thing that goes into naturally reading a video script on camera is being prepared with your outlines. What I recommend doing is having a script outline that you can draw from. Instead of having it word for word, I really recommend having the outlines, having bullet points that you can speak to each point while it still gives you the ability to get creative and still be personal and conversational. One of the things that I'll do is in one sitting, I'll create all of my script outlines and then kind of walk away from it for a bit. And the day before I'm filming, I'll review them again. Then maybe that way it gives me some other ideas or other bullet points that I'll want to add into place. But I don't want to be too overwhelmed with all of the ideas that I want to talk about. I want to leave room for creativity while I'm filming, because that's when the most spontaneous and fun parts of you can come out, when you're actually recording on camera. If you want your audience to see you as natural on camera, the best way you can be natural is to be open to spontaneity. The next part that's so important in your pre-filming routine is to make sure that you are well rested, you're hydrated, and that you have the right energy levels to bring onto the camera. I used to work in radio, and when I used to go into the sound booth to record radio commercials, the producer would tell me that I would have to raise my energy to like a 12 if I wanted to come across as a 10. So keep that in mind as you're filming, what kind of energy you want to get across, and make sure that, like I said, you are well rested, you're hydrated, and you get into state before you hit record on that camera. One of the ways that I get into state before I hit record on that camera so I can come across as natural is I will get a really awesome playlist going. I get some good music around me to get me into the zone. For me personally, might be a lot of Beyonce. I'd love to hear for you. What kind of music would be on your pre-filming playlist? This could actually be really beneficial for all of us. We can share music with each other. Let me know in the comments below. And the other thing I do before I hit record is I have a mental cue in my mind. I have 2 of them actually. One of them is imagining the audience that I'm speaking to, because if I can envision who exactly I'm speaking to, it can seem like I'm actually naturally having a conversation with someone instead of speaking to a piece of metal and plastic, this inanimate object. The other mental cue is for me to have that visual in my mind of me turning on the energy. I actually envision energy coming through my feet all the way up through my body, a light switch turning on, and in my mind I go, it's showtime. That's the way that I personally get into the zone so that I can just settle into my unique personality and get that to come across on camera. So whatever your pre-filming routine is to get you into state, to make sure that you're well rested and energized, I'd recommend having that written down and follow that routine every single time that you film. Since we're talking about how to come across naturally on camera, let me tell you some things not to do. Having a good environment around you, making it positive, uplifting, whether you're alone or you have good people around you, that's something that's really important for me. If there's going to be people with me, I want them to be happy. Maybe we're laughing in between sets. If you're alone, if you're filming in your house or your office, something that's really important for me is that it's not cluttered, that I have nice pictures around me. It's a positive, happy, and light environment. The other thing not to do, and I say this from experience, I was stuck in this trap for so long and I didn't realize that I was actually limiting myself, is that I used to write out my scripts word for word. Can you imagine how much time that would take too? That I would spend hours writing my scripts before filming it, and it would also limit me from the spontaneous creativity and the personable conversations that could happen during filming. When you have your script written word for word, it's harder to appear natural and conversational. If you are using a teleprompter, maybe instead of writing things out word for word, you still have your bullet points on the teleprompter. If you want to have cue cards, that's totally fine, but maybe have them where they're just directly behind the camera and you're not relying on them word for word, that you're still leaving that room to be creative and allow for more inspiration and freedom of expression. And don't speak on the things that you don't know very much about. How can you speak naturally on something that is totally out of your zone? If you want to speak about something that interests you and might interest your audience, bring in a guest expert to speak with you so that you can authentically, naturally hold that conversation, but still stay in your lane, in your own zone of genius. I'm going to share with you how my filming routine has evolved so much over the years. I started building my YouTube channel back in 2016, and things have changed a lot since then. Before I get into this story, I want to remind you, subscribe to this channel because I'm putting out videos like this every single week. I've helped many of my clients grow their YouTube channels and grow their businesses through YouTube to 6, 7, even 8 figures of revenue. So make sure you hit subscribe so you can learn those things too. As I mentioned, I've been building my YouTube channel since 2016, and many of my methods have changed over the years. I used to film with a teleprompter. I used to film with my iPhone and a lamp with no lampshade. Listen, I was bootstrapping it. When people say to me, I don't have this fancy equipment and I don't have you do not need any of that stuff. When I first started, it was my iPhone stacked up on a stack of books with a lamp with no lampshade, where I would sit in front of a window for natural lighting, and that's really all you need. What's most important is the message that you're sharing, you being authentic and being natural on camera. So the best way to do that is by eliminating the barriers. Keep it simple. If you want to film on your phone, our iPhones have incredible quality cameras. Did you know that Lady Gaga and Selena Gomez have filmed Hollywood level music videos on an iPhone? If they can do it, so can you. Nothing replaces practicing, getting into routine, and just going for it. I have tons of videos on my channel that will show you parts of my routine, how you can script the outlines for your videos to lead towards success, and how you can implement all of this into your YouTube channel. This is just one of the strategies that I use with my clients to build them a content machine and a cash flow system that can generate them 6, 7, or 8 figures of revenue. I've actually created a blueprint for you. You can click the link below and get free access to my Infinite Cash Flow Blueprint today.